It be that R, it be that A, it be that I, our defense bang. It be that E, it be that R, it be that S. On our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders. Just wanna be that hater. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders. Give me a stack, I'ma turn it to some racks. LA didn't wanna give us a home, but LV got us on the map. That be a fact, I've let it all on silver and black. Hard Carson and Mad Max got me Emmett. I've been down since the 90s. You don't want the black hole, homie, don't try me. Play this road trip, some say that we grind me. But we bring the revenue every time we grind and third and some and Wallace tongue. Renfro Carter, and now he's spinning. Mariota on third, he's sprinting. R.I.P. Madden, Al Davis, and all of the
ill intent, violence, physicality, execution,
Raider Nation, what's going on? It's your boy Chris with Protect the Show podcast, where my opinions might not always be popular, but they'll always be authentic, man. I appreciate you guys hanging with me today. New time, new day, same fire content, man. So I appreciate everybody that's already in the building, man. Salute to my Shield squad. But I want to bring in one of my guys, man, somebody that I really, really respect, man. Had a good time meeting him in LA. Got my boy Dub Raider in the building, man. What's going on, Walter?
What's up, y'all? How you doing, Chris? Thanks for the invite, my brother.
Oh, yeah, no problem, man. Had to do it, man. So first I want to say, man, thank you for showing me a good time, man, in LA, man. You took me to a couple spots, man. Showed me around, went to Compton. Went to the beach.
That just sounds funny. Yeah, you took me around, took me to Compton.
I know. For sure. But yeah, it was no, I had a good time, man. I had a good time. I mean, the thing is, the weekend, the game was tough, man. But
right.
At the end of the day, just like one of my buddies says, it's like, 10 years from now, I'm not going to remember the score of that game.
Right.
But I'm going to remember, the times that I had with, people I care about, the people I met. I'll never forget, me and you hanging out, going to the beach and all that stuff, man.
Oh, most definitely, man. It was my pleasure. Like I told you, next time you come through, let me know. I will definitely set aside time to take you around, show you the sights. Obviously, catch the game too in the tailgates. Unfortunately, this weekend, because it was an LA game, week one, there was so many events going on that probably made it a bit more difficult to actually be able to do the more touristy thing. Because I think MC Raider had thing on Thursday, had a comedy thing on Thursday, and then Friday was we had TNBC LA hosted an event, and then Saturday OG Madi had an event, and then who was it? Over at the Hollywood Park Casino.
Oh yeah, the takeover.
The takeover, and then I think also the Black Hole had an event at XOXO Lounge. So there was just so many things.
Yeah.
But I thank you for taking the time before you left to be able to interview for my podcast, the Raider Nation Roll Call.
Yeah.
I was actually editing it last night, and it was pretty dope, man.
Yeah.
It was pretty dope.
I enjoyed it, man. It was a good time, man. I had a chance to eat one of those California joint burgers, man, at Tam's. I think it was good. It was funny when I was looking at it, man. I got to lose some weight, man. I was barely fitting in the bag of boots, man. I was but that was a good time, man. And before we get started, man, tell us a little bit about your Raider Nation roll call, because I absolutely love what you do, man. Just for the Raider Nation, getting content creators, people that make apparel. I mean, super fan, like everybody. You give them a platform and you talk to them about themselves, not necessarily the Raiders, but kind of how they became and do what they do. So kind of talk about that.
Well, just to give you a little backstory, my purpose wasn't to create a podcast. I had met MC Raider just by chance at a local cigar lounge, and we started talking. We had some things in common, obviously smoking cigars, and he's like, "Hey man, let's do a cigar podcast." So I was like, "All right, cool." I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna follow your lead. And we started the Stogie Nation. You know, so what we would do is do reviews of cigar lounges, and just hang out and, you know, talk Raider football. And then from there, that's when I started meeting yourself, Cheeto Linus, Matt from West Coast Pirates. My bad. Yeah, sorry, Matt. You know, just meeting a lot of individuals, and I was noticing that obviously we all had the Raiders in common, our fandom in common. But I also noticed the differences in the individuals. Yeah. You know, and those individuals is what makes everybody so, I guess, different but appealing. And I wanted the Raider Nation to find that out, you know, because obviously, like the interview you and I just had, you know, if everybody knows you as this guy that does all the X's and O's, and, you know, knows everything about football, and could dissect the play, but they don't know Chris, you know, why Chris is where he is now, why he knows what he knows, and why he has the passion for the Raiders and the Raider Nation. And that's what I want to convey to our Raider Nation family and whoever else is interested to find out what we're doing. So what I do is, like you were mentioning, I give a platform to super fans, booster clubs, content creators, small businesses, anybody that supports the Raiders and the Raider Nation. You know, I want them, and I invite them to come to be interviewed by me. One of the things I'm currently adding, well, at least in the near future, I'm going to also start adding educators, because I think that is a very important platform that gets shunned, you know, for what they do. They don't get paid right. They work hard hours, but yet they still have the time, the drive, and the passion to become a Raider fan. And, you know, I want to give them this platform to be able to say whatever it is that they need to say to the Raider Nation, and maybe, you know, put an idea in somebody's head to become a teacher, to become an administrator, to make the difference for our future generations. So, you know, that's basically it in a nutshell. Other than that, I am having a blast. You know, I get to meet individuals like yourself, get to meet, I just joined, what was it, like 2-3 weeks ago, I joined the Nation Booster Club, TNBC LA, you know, so I'm now a member of a booster club. And, you know, it's just, I'm having a blast, brother. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. No, that's what it's all about at the end of the day, man. So, you know, I do want to, you know, kind of, you know, I don't want to spend a lot of time. And again, everybody, thanks you guys for joining in. So I'm no longer going to do Fan Talk Friday. So I know a lot of you guys are here. You know, you guys are used to my Friday show. So I'm actually going to do Thursday. So I'm calling it, what did I call it? Oh, She'll Talk Thursday. So,
She'll Talk Thursday.
You know, yeah. So I really want to build this up. You know, so just please, you know, if you guys don't mind, man, make sure you guys just hit the like button. Help me, you know, just continue to get out in the algorithm and get my my content to more people, man. You guys don't understand how much that helps, man. Gotcha. But yeah, so on my Thursday show, you know, I'll lightly kind of talk about the previous game, you know, because by Thursday we've all talked about it a lot, but I mostly want to talk about, you know, the upcoming game and kind of, you know, what I'm gonna call the roadmap to victory. Okay. You know, just kind of like what do we both feel like the Raiders have to do? What do they have to overcome? What should the strategy be to get this surprising victory over the Ravens? So we had a good opportunity to actually do a podcast together on Monday with right? MC Raider and Cheeto. So that was a good show where we kind of talked about the game. So I pretty much kind of know how you feel, but you know, how do you feel at this point just about the game? We're a few days removed. Had a chance to kind of settle down. What are your thoughts overall?
Well, obviously, like we have mentioned on their podcast, there's the thinking with your brain and thinking with your heart. And still in my heart, I am still angry. You know, I am disappointed. You know, I definitely wanted our team to take the victory, especially in Los Angeles. You know, especially the way the Raider Nation turned out. But now being able to think about it more, listening to yourself and different individuals' point of views, because obviously I'm not an X's and O's guy. You know, I am a Raider fan. I've been a Raider fan since 1984. But you know, I am I guess your couch coach. You know, I go based on what I see on television. You know, I can't dissect. I can't do all that kind of stuff. But you know, I know that the basics, and listening and seeing everything, I think we definitely have to put some serious work on that offensive line. You know, because yes, Minshew made some errors, understandable. You know, I was so pissed off at the time, but now thinking about it, it's like, well, no quarterback will succeed if they don't have a good offensive line supporting them and giving them the time to get the ball out. You know, and also our running game suffered because of it. You know, we just need to get that line solidified. I think Powers Johnson's coming back this week, I believe. Or is he still out?
Yeah, he's still out. Just kind of looking at the injury report, he still's not practicing. In fact, he might be limited actually, but I know he's not a full participant. But I did look at it earlier. Let's see, what did it say? Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's limited. So, so the good thing, you know, like Brock Bowers is full. He's fully practiced. Diablo, Eichenberg. Andre James, he was limited yesterday, but he's actually full practice today. Colton Miller was limited yesterday, but he was full today. JPP, he was JPJ, he's been limited both days, and then Cameron Richardson and Tyree Wilson did not practice. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, like you said, man, I think the main thing is that offensive line. I mean, that to me, that starts everything. You know, that starts or stops everything. Because at the end of the day, if you can't, block for anyone, because when I first looked at it, first watch, I was like, man, Zamir White. I don't think he had a good game, but man, like if you really go back and watch, he had no room. He had no room. I mean, there was a couple plays where he could have had better vision, but he was getting hit in the backfield. I mean, they were just getting swallowed up, and our offensive linemen were just getting bulldozed, man. They literally were getting bullied at the line, just pushed around. And that's you're not going to win games like that. No. Because you can't pass, you can't run the ball, you can't no play action. Pass. Yeah, no play action, none of that, man. So you're absolutely right. So, and I know a lot of people in Raider Nation, the first thing they want to blame is the quarterback. And I know, a lot of people feel different ways about Gardner. But what are your thoughts, just kind of high level on what you saw with Gardner?
He definitely needs more work, but he doesn't have complete blame. Reason being, like, again, what you and I were talking about is that this was Gardner Minshew's very first true game with the ones, because all preseason long they were having the quarterback battle. Gardner started, then AOC started, then Gardner. It went back and forth, so they didn't truly have the time to gel during the preseason.
Yep.
So now here comes week one. They already set Minshew as our starting quarterback. So this is basically his trial by fire.
Right.
And that's what he showed us. Now you're playing, and then who do you have running at you from the other side?
Exactly.
The two of probably the best ends, in football right now.
Yeah.
And practicing on game one is not the way to go. So, the expectations weren't too high, but I didn't expect them to be this low. Hopefully he can work a little bit more on his running game, I want to say, because I feel he's definitely going to be running next week.
Yeah, no, for sure. The thing with Gardner, I overall thought he played a pretty decent game. I would say 90% of the game he outplayed Justin Herbert.
Right.
You had the bad fumble. But actually, shout out to my boy 805 Raider and even Severe Raider. We kind of talked about it, and they actually had me go back and look at that play. When you watch the play, it just looks like him and Devontae were not on the same page. It looked like it looked like Gardner thought he was just going to do just a quick hitch where he was just going to throw it immediately. So he was getting ready to throw it. Devontae didn't, like, he kind of went a little bit further, like he was still kind of doing his route, and then the DB was actually breaking on the ball. So if he threw that ball, like it probably would have been a pick six.
Yeah.
So so what it looked like is Gardner kind of saw the guy. So as he was throwing it, he kind of was trying to stop it.
Trying to stop it midair.
Yeah, and then it just kind of went backwards and he lost it, which is not an excuse, but I understood when I saw that. I understood it's not like it was just like a bad throw or just put down his hand. Like it literally, like he saw something, he was trying to take it back, but it was too late. But regardless, our defense played well. It's the only, we only gave up 3 points there, but I think that was a big momentum shift.
Right, it was.
Going right into halftime. But overall, like, people were complaining about him not taking a whole bunch of deep shots. I mean, I thought he was playing very efficient for the most part. When we're driving the ball, we had a couple explosive plays. Then Zamir White fumbles, or we have a couple explosive plays. Then we get sacked, or there's a penalty. So it was a lot of different things. We just got to clean that up.
What's that saying? It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back type situation.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, and so I think they'll clean it up, and kind of like what the coach was saying, everything that we saw for the most part, I think is coachable and fixable. But I just don't know if our offensive line is going to get that dog mentality. It's either you have it and you don't. And I don't know, man. It's like I can't. None of them played well. Like I can't say, and I don't care what the PFF numbers say. People want to say, oh well, Thayer Mumford played pretty well according to. No, he did not.
Right.
No, he did not. I don't care what he was getting killed time after time. None of those guys play well. So we have to get better there. We have to get better. What's your thoughts on, the coach? How do you think we did from a coaching perspective?
Well, obviously, we all know the big play that just dumbfounded everybody, which was the 4th and 1.
Yeah.
In Charger territory, and you kick. That just confused me. Even for, like, again, an individual like me that is not well versed in football as you are, Chris. I know it's like you kick it, you go.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sorry, you go for it.
You go for
and
it.
Not kick it, and it just confused me. And there were just some sometimes that he seemed lost. He's very angry, very, very angry.
Oh, he was pissed.
And I want to leave it to basically be his, like, I guess his, what do they call that? His mulligan last game, to where, okay, he had the butterflies. It was his very first game with his team, the way he wanted it. Obviously something wasn't gonna go well because, the whole quarterback issues, the whole offensive line issues and whatnot. So he went out there, he did what he could. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
Let's give him a pass and let's move forward. Week 2. Now let's focus on going to Baltimore and fixing these issues, and making the right choices and making the right picking the right plays, and not having the Raider Nation sitting there screaming at the television, scratching their heads, wondering what the hell is our coach doing?
Right.
Because obviously the good days of the Raider way, Antonio Pierce's way, and all that stuff, that was fine and dandy a few months ago, but now it's time to produce.
Yeah.
And starting the season with a loss in Los Angeles against the Chargers, where we always lose anyway, it didn't sit well with a lot of people. As I see Leo over here, he wants to just shut the house down and start over.
Yeah, it was tough, man. And shout out to everybody in the comments, man. I didn't get a chance to shout out everybody, man. Got my boy LQ Sports in the building, man. Raider Paul in the building. I see you. SoCal Sal in the building. Got my boy All Eyes on G in the building. Let's see who else, man. My boy Leo, of course. Lonnie Thumbs in the building. Got JM in the building. What's going on? Got my boy Joker TV in the building. Macho Man in the building. Kennedy, even though he's a Raiders fan. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Okay.
Got a lot of people. Dexter in the building. He's a Niner fan. Hey, we'll my
It's
boy
all
D
good.
Menace in the building, man. Shout out to D Menace, man. Glad I had a chance to meet you. Bernardo Turner in the building. Shout out. So a lot of people, man, in the building. I appreciate all you guys, man. Thank you guys for stopping through. Got my boy James in the building, man. I know he's working. He always stops through to say what's up, man. So shout out to you, James.
Yes, sir,
But yeah, so when I look at AP, man, the biggest thing everyone knows, I've always been a big supporter of him. Always, and I still have faith in him. But the biggest thing is, 4th and 1, man. You keep preaching about being physical,
right?
And
being aggressive.
Exactly, and that's the thing, man. And when I say aggressive, like I don't want to have to just go down the field all the time. I'm okay with methodical, moving the ball, and we were doing that for the most part because everyone before the game, everyone always talked about how they're scared of Gardner. He was going to be careless with the ball, and he was going to be a gunslinger and throw interceptions and all this. I mean, I thought Gardner played. He was safe with the ball for the most part. Besides a fumble, I can't think of any throws where it was like I was like biting my nails. Like, man, we barely got that. Like, I thought he found the open guy for the most part.
Right.
And made good decisions.
He was also running for his life most of the game.
Exactly.
He didn't have the time to make those choices. Should I throw long? Should I throw short? He just did what he could with what he had, which was very little.
Very little, exactly. So, but he does have to play better. At the end of the day, no excuses.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah, if you're the quarterback, you get a lot of the praise, but you're gonna get a lot of the blame too. So that just comes with the territory. I'm not gonna give no excuse. Man, shout out to Ana Diaz in the building. She's been a long time member, man. Appreciate you, Ana, for stopping by, for sure. Black Suede, thank you as well, man. But so let's just kind of put that behind us. That's water under the bridge. When we look at the Baltimore Ravens, they're going to be a well-coached team.
Yes.
They're going to be disciplined. They're going to be physical. They're not going to beat themselves. I mean, they were pretty much an inch away from probably winning week 1 against the defending Super Bowl. Yeah, because if they scored, Harbaugh was going for 2. He clearly said he was going for 2.
Yes, he was.
And it's hard to stop either Lamar or Derrick Henry at the 2-yard line or wherever they put that at. So going into this game, kind of what are your thoughts, man? How do you feel? We'll go into details on like what the roadmap is to win, like kind of the roadmap to victory. But just overall, what's your thoughts about the Ravens?
Well, the Ravens are definitely a playoff team, as we all know. It's going to be a very difficult game for the Raiders. Especially after all that you just mentioned, they now also have a chip on their shoulder because they just lost a very close game to the Super Bowl champs.
Exactly.
So they're going to be heated. And looking at the Raiders, they're going to be seeing red. They're going to want to kill us.
Yep.
And having Derrick Henry, having the amazing team that they do, I don't know. I truly don't know what the Raiders can do to be able to get over the hump against this team. In my heart of hearts, I definitely am rooting for the Raiders to win it. Maybe by 1 point, it don't matter. But I think it's going to be a very difficult game to get over, especially being away, and then it's going to be at least for us, an AM game.
Yeah,
because it's going to be the one of the first games of Sunday, so it's going to be hard, man. It's going to be hard. I'm very fearful of the Ravens this week, and I just hope AP can pull it out somehow.
No, for sure. I think you're right, man. When I think of the Ravens again, I'm thinking they're going to be disciplined. They're not going to beat themselves.
No.
They're not going to do a whole bunch of stupid things. They're not gonna, have a whole bunch of penalties. They're one of those organizations that are ran well.
Yes.
You think of them, you think of the Steelers. There's other, the Packers or whatever. They're just a well-run organization. So
And they have a history doing it too.
Exactly.
It's not like 1 or 2 years and then they falter and then they come back. No, it's been consistent.
Right. Salute, diehard Raider, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Salute.
But yeah, it's exactly. It's just one of those things where, they're going to be ready to play, and like you said, they lost week 1. They do not want to go. They don't want to be 0-2, especially in that division. I don't know what the Browns are going to do, but I think that's going to be a tough division.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we have to play a team. They're going to be playing their best, and we're going to play our best. We're traveling across the country. We generally do not do that well.
Right.
I'm worried. I have concerns, but what I'm going to talk about now is just kind of what I feel is the roadmap to success. But before I go to that, man, shout out to LQ Sports, man. He said, Dub Raider, what kind of cigar you smoking, and what's a good cigar to buy? Bought a Cuban in Mexico for $20. Is that good?
Well, I'm smoking my go-to cigars, Factory Smokes from Drew Estates. You can buy a brick of these online. It's 25 cigars for like under $40. You can't go wrong with these. As far as buying a cigar in Mexico, if you check my page on YouTube, MC Raider, Cheeto Linus, and myself just did a review on some Mexican Cuban cigars, and you'll find out exactly what it's about. It was a lot of fun recording it. So check it out. It's over at my YouTube page. Salute to you, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely check out Dub, and his I know he has a lot of other things going on with the cigars, but he has a fire show, Stogie Nation. So that's awesome. But and there was another question, before we go on. Will Hunter said, would you guys entertain an Adams trade, and if so, what would you guys want back? So I'll let you go first.
I obviously not right now, maybe like mid-season if we see that the ship is going down, because obviously we're not going to be able to afford him next season,
right? And
also he's getting up in age, so I think we should be considerate to his career, and if he wants to go, let him go, but obviously get something good in return that's going to help our team the following year. Maybe some good draft picks, because we're definitely going to have to go after a quarterback, next year, and maybe solidify some more depth.
Yeah. So just to quickly answer that, for me, of course I do not want to trade Davante. However, if I see some more showings like I saw in week 1, where he's only getting 6 targets and stuff like that, then I think just for all parties, let's go ahead and do right by Davante, because honestly, since Davante's been here, he's been a class act.
Yes.
I think that
great leader.
Yeah, great leader. I think he's been trying to raise the bar for everyone. So he's one of those guys that I would like for us, if we did have to trade him, kind of do like what the Bears did for Justin Fields. Where would you like to go? And try to get him in a situation that works for him. Of course, we want to get certain compensation. Of course, I want a first round pick. I don't know at this point in his career if we could get, we might be able to get a first and second back. I mean, because that's what we gave up for him.
Right.
So I don't know, but
who do you think would be, like, let's say hypothetically speaking, that situation is in front of us and they give Tay the opportunity to pick? More than likely, we're looking at Green Bay or the Jets, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. I don't know what. I don't know if Green Bay would actually. I mean, actually, anybody would want him back. So,
well, of course.
Yeah. So I guess it's where he would want to go. I imagine he did like Green Bay, but the thing is, he does like the West Coast.
Yeah. He's from out here.
Yeah. So I don't know, but the Jets, everyone with that Aaron Rodgers. So wherever he goes, he's going to want a quarterback that can get him the ball for sure. So,
well, the reason I was asking that is because okay, he wants to go obviously to a winning team, but winning teams don't pick high in the draft.
exactly.
So how is that beneficial to the Raiders?
No, that's true. That's true. So that's that's kind of the catch-22. It's like we got to put us first. You know, of course, we want to do right by Devontae. But yeah, and anyone who we trade them to, they're going to probably immediately be a Super Bowl contender, you know, more than likely. So, you know, I don't know, man. It gets real messy, honestly.
It does.
Like again, he wants to be here. His family's here. His grandma can see him. And that, you know, that's important to him. So, I don't know, man. I don't even like to think about it because I'm not giving up on this season. You know,
No,
like
of
again,
course
like,
not.
yeah,
One
like
game. It's one game.
yeah, like I'm a diehard competitor. Anyone who knows me knows I'm super competitive. So, you know, the fact that people are already jumping off the train because we have one loss, and I've seen so many worse opening games by the Raiders.
Yep.
I mean, haven't you? If you think about it, like
yes.
there's been way worse opening games, man. So I
But
think
again, Chris, this one, I think, and again, this is something that you and I have been talking about already. This game hurts so much more because it's the first game of the season. It was in Los Angeles. Raider Nation showed up and showed out at SoFi.
We did.
It was horribly crazy hot.
Yeah.
It was very uncomfortable. So everybody was in there uncomfortable and just so there was a lot of factors that made the sting a little harder.
You know, for sure.
Because like I said, if it would have been another team, if it would have been, the Jaguars or the Panthers or somebody else and we would have lost, everybody would have probably been like, oh, well, it was the first game together, they're barely starting. It's okay. But because it's the Chargers, it's a division rival. I think that's, and all those other factors also incorporated, I think that's what makes it feel even worse.
Yeah, no, I agree. And for me, it really stung because I really, I don't believe in the Chargers. I don't believe in Jim Harbaugh. A lot of people are trying to have this narrative like Jim Harbaugh coached such a great game. I don't think so. We beat ourselves.
Yeah.
Harbaugh is, he's been coaching long enough to know, like, you don't beat yourself, and that's what he did. He made sure his team didn't beat himself. And I don't think they necessarily did enough to just come out and beat us.
Oh, no. He just sat back and watched us make errors.
Exactly.
And then adjusted to that.
Exactly.
It wasn't that he went above and beyond and his team, scored these outrageous points or did all these amazing plays in order to win the game. He just waited for us to make the right errors for him then to be able to win the game.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's what it boils down to is this. But I really think those Chargers are going to. I don't know who they play this week, but they're not going to have a good season, and people are going to be off that Harbaugh train.
Very quick.
Yeah, very quick. So, but yeah. So kind of shout out to my boy Severe Raider, man. That's my boy. He said, sounds like Chris is expecting a big year from Zeus since he hasn't given up hope after just one game. Yeah, I want Zeus to do well. I really do. I really do. To me, I prefer seeing Madison in there. I don't know about you. I feel like the offense ran a little bit better.
Yeah.
I feel like he gives, he's more slippery.
Yes,
he can make a guy miss or two. So, that's kind of where we're at. So we'll see, man.
Imagine if Zeus can do that. If he could just like be able to take a second to make that adjustment and find that hole, man, he'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, but if he could do that, then he would have been a first round. Like he would have been a completely different guy.
Right.
Like then you're talking about him. He's like he's not strong like Adrian Peterson, but he's strong. But he just. I don't know. I'm at the end of the day, I hope he does well. I'm not giving up on him, but there it is. Shout out to my boy Rafa in the building, man. My boy Rafa. Yeah, he said F the Chiefs, man. Yeah. So going back to the Ravens, you know, again, as we kind of talk about the roadmap to beating them, I think that, you know, one thing we have to do is figure out a way to contain Lamar Jackson. Because one thing that because for one, Harbaugh, I think Jim's the older one, I believe. So he's probably telling his younger brother or who's older, man, just keep running, keep pounding, no break. Because literally that's what we did. We're going to have to establish from the get-go that, hey, Lamar, you're not going to be out here running crazy, looking like old Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl, just running circles around people. You're not doing that. We got to hit him in the mouth early. I know it's easier said than done. Okay, he said John's the older one. Okay, so little brother's going to talk to the older brother like, look, this is how you beat them. And they're going to try to be physical. They're going to try to run with Lamar. They'll do, quarterback keeps with them. Those design runs for them. They got a big fullback. I mean, they're going to try to pound it on us. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to figure out how to contain that. And I think our defense did very good at that for 98% of the game last week. What's your thoughts? I wanted to give one of mine, but what's one of your, I say keys to victory, or like I said, I want to name it kind of the roadmap to success or roadmap to victory. What's one of yours?
Well, I think definitely keeping pressure on the quarterback and also stopping Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry didn't look too good last week. He was all right. Obviously
he's slow though. He like lost a step.
He's up in age, but again, taking in all those factors of last week's game, KC versus Baltimore, I think he's gonna step up his game as well, and that's definitely something that Baltimore's gonna push for, is run the ball. Just like you were mentioning, the brothers call each other up, say, "Hey, man, just run on the Raiders. They can't stop us."
Yeah.
But I think definitely keeping pressure on the QB and stopping the running back. We could definitely do it. Mitch should beat Ravens last year. He could do it again. Oh yeah.
Yeah, as I say, Mitchell's beat the Ravens, man. I mean, so. But no, you're right. We have to stop that run right away.
Right.
We have to. One of my other keys is, man, we have to get the ball in the playmakers' hands. I know sometimes people get upset if we target one guy, but at some point, man, when you have Devontae, you have to target, especially if he's man covered. If it's one-on-one. You have to figure out a way to get them open. Like if you have to, scheme them open. Because one thing, I don't know how much you watch other teams, but I absolutely love what Sean McVay does with like Cooper Kupp. And I know they're kind of, they're different, but I mean, he schemes him open so much, man. And it's just a thing of beauty when you watch it. And I know Getsy can do similar things because, he knows how to get his number one guys the ball. He's shown it back when, his Packer days with Devontae. I know he didn't always call the plays, but he had a big part of it. But even what he did last year or the last 2 years with DJ Moore, he had career year with Getsy. So he knows how to get his number one guy the ball. But what's your thoughts on that as far as like, ways to get the offense going and getting the ball in our playmakers' hands?
Well, honestly, I think that they should just go for the dink and dunk passes. Like I forgot who just mentioned it. Move the ball forward. Obviously, if Tay's available, get him the ball, because he is definitely gonna be making more yards after the catch.
Yeah.
But take what's given to you.
Exactly.
Take what's given to you. You can't just expect Devontae to be open or wait for him to be open, because obviously our suspect offensive line, is not going to be able to give you that time. So just take what they give you. If it's a short pass to Devontae or to whomever, take it.
Right.
Take it. Just quick passes.
Yeah, and honestly, and to me, again, I think, and And shout out to Al Davis. You know, that's we're known for that vertical passing.
Yeah,
And it's exciting. But
it is.
again, just like you said, good teams, you know, they don't necessarily force their will on the defense. They take what the defense gives you and they make the defense uncomfortable.
Right.
That's what I want. Like we don't have to do 40, 50-yard bombs. I'm okay with it. But that mid game, like the 20, you know, the 15,
the crossing
the
routes,
those were open all day.
Yes.
You know, and that's where like Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers and like all that's where they all cook. We really don't have too many deep threats except, you know, Trey Tucker,
right?
Yeah, so it's not like we're going to be just going deep all the time anyway. Right. And we definitely can't do it off of no play action because no one is going to respect our play action. They're like, whatever, run it. I dare you.
Run. Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, I that's why I want to tell Raider Nation, man. I think we have to calm down with just expecting all these explosive plays. Like, let's take what the defense gives us. That middle game is okay. I mean, that's open. And Gardner hit them dudes on the money, man.
Yes.
And I absolutely love Brock Bowers, man. I love him.
Yeah, he did very well. He did very well. He looked good out there.
Because and again, so you know, going back to my point, so you know, I definitely want to get Devontae the ball, but I just want to get our playmakers the ball. Get you know, figure out. I think we did the end around or reverse to Jacoby Myers. That should have been Trey Tucker. You know, put some
faster.
Or that McAllister. I would love to see him in at the same time as Tucker. Let's make that defense, you know, sweat a little bit. You know, you know, mix things up. So that's kind of what I'm looking at.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Yeah, I just want to win, man. That's all. I just want to win.
Yeah. You're like, forget all that stuff. Let's just win.
Yeah, let's just win it.
we don't care how we do it, man.
You can. Yeah. You know, just show the Raider Nation that, you know, you guys, that passion that you guys showed at the end of the season, hasn't faltered. That it's still there. Yeah. You know, that you guys still want to win.
Yep. Yeah. No, absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. Shout out to my boy, man. My boy UEP in the building, man. That's my dog. Shout out to him. I think let's see, my boy Anthony Estrada in the building. So all my guys, Ernest in the building. He said, "Die Hard hit the nail on the head." Let's see who else. Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. So I appreciate everybody that came through. But yeah, I think, you know, so stopping Lamar, stopping the run game, figuring out how to get your key guys the ball. So if I had to say another, I guess, key, I mean, that offensive line is going to have to figure it out. I mean,
yes,
because I mean, Khalil Mack and Bosa, you know, they're elite players, you know.
They are.
But you know what Baltimore has, you know, they got guys that are physical, and they got guys in the middle that's going to give us problems. Andre James played horrible. Parham played horrible. Cody Whitehair played horrible. And they all just kept getting pushed back. These guys are playing against some daggone rhinos, man.
Right.
Yeah, like these guys are going to be way better than the interior that we saw from the Chargers. So we have to figure that out. And if we cannot figure it out, Getsy has to figure out how to use that aggression against them, do more screens, you know, kind of do different things to keep them at bay. Because if not, it could get ugly quickly.
Now, Chris, let me ask you this. You know, being that, you know, you've watched the majority of this offensive line play last year, what do you see as the difference between last year and this year? Obviously, the offensive line coach, the coaching, but is there any major differences in the players themselves? You know, other than I believe there was some injuries, correct?
Yeah. So Thayer Mumford is in for. I mean, we had Jermaine Illuminor last year, and a lot of people hated on Illuminor. I mean, because he would make some boneheaded plays, but I actually didn't mind Illuminor. I mean, he held his own a lot of times.
Right.
And then who else? Let's see. I think a lot of other guys were pretty much the same. We had I forgot Van Roten. We had him at guard. So him and Cody Whitehair are pretty much like about the same.
Right.
So there's not a whole bunch of differences. They are kind of running more of a scheme. They're doing or different schemes. They're doing more zone blocking now, whereas Bracello we did more power last year. But in theory, our linemen that we have are better suited for a zone because they're faster.
Right.
But man. I don't know, man. Those are the biggest differences for me.
And do you feel that, excuse me, that the reason why their negative effect on the offensive line is it because they're the injuries and them not being available for preseason practice and games, or is it just that they're not gelling with the offensive coordinator with the play calling?
Yeah, I think you got to think. I mean, two of the guys who you thought were going to be starting pretty much miss the whole camp. And one thing that people don't realize, like that, as an offensive line, you got to move as a cohesive unit, man. Mm-hmm. Like you got to have that synergy with the guy next to you. You gotta be able to feel when the guy next, like if you're a guard, you got to be able to feel when the guy next to you is getting beat, and you got to come help him out,
right.
Or little stuff like that. Like you just got to know. And I just think they don't have that yet. Our offensive line coach, I'm not gonna say either way because I don't know too much about him. I don't know his history, but Bracello, I mean, he was always known as a top, offensive line coach. He had some great years with the Patriots. So I know he was a good coach, but this guy that we currently have, his name slips on my mind, but I don't know too much about his history. So I'm not sure if he's just not getting the most out of him or what, but they have to figure it out somehow.
Yes, they do. That's why they get paid the big bucks, man.
Exactly. that is so true. So what's another thing that you look at? It's like, man, we have to do this to be able to complete this roadmap to success, into a victory.
Well, one of our staples for many seasons are special teams. Getting those extra points, getting those 3 points. Because that's been our bread and butter for many years because our team wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Our extra points and field goals were the ones that kept us in games, and I think that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. No, that's true, because I think because generally it's like if we got on the other side, like the opposing side of the 50-yard line, we knew we were at least getting 3 points.
Guaranteed.
We're at least getting 3 points.
Guaranteed.
But it's like, man, like I don't think Carlson had the best season last year, and for him to miss one already this year, I mean, I'm not overly concerned, but I'm like, we're not good enough to be able to overcome stuff like that.
Right.
Wait,
Janikowski isn't that old, is he?
Man, Janikowski somewhere drinking, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Janikowski. That was my guy, man.
That was the man.
Yeah. Let me go to the chat real quick, man. I see some Chiefs fans in here trolling. Shout out to the Chiefs fans. It's all good, man. We love y'all. Happy Christmas, man. But let's see. My boy LQ, he said they need to figure what's going on with JPJ, man. This is upset. I know, man. Man, everybody know how I feel about JPJ, man. We need him out there. We need a guy that can set the tone.
Yeah, but Chris, let me ask you this. Sorry to cut you off, but
no, you're good.
JPJ is known for being injured. Do you think, being that he's starting that way, that's going to be his MO for the rest of the season, or maybe his career?
See, I don't know, man. I don't know, because what concerns me is the concussion issues, man.
Right.
Because like I said, he got hurt last year in college. He got hurt at the Senior Bowl. I think someone said he did something, got hurt a little bit at the combine, and that's why he dropped, because he was supposed to be a first round prospect. So I don't know, man. it's concerning. I can't sit here and lie because I was very big on him. I was so excited to get him going, to let him loose.
Mhm.
You know, they got him listed as an illness, so I don't know if that's again something that has to do with the concussion.
Right.
There hasn't been too much news about it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we got to get him out there, get him out there. He can wear one of those what they call those helmet, what the shock resistant. I forgot what they call them.
That helmet cover.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is put one of those on and let's get it, man. Let's get it. But again, I don't want to put nobody's safety in harm's way. But I mean, he did pass the physical at the combine, but I don't know, man. It's concerning because we need the Guardian cap. Yeah, thank you, big one 83. Yeah, so it's
because I've been hearing a lot of talk about obviously on other shows that he can become that injury prone player, you know, and that the Raiders reached on him, you know, knowing that his history of being hurt, you know, that they shouldn't have got him in the second round, you know. But
see, the thing is, I would push back on that. But depending on how bad his medical really was, because he's a guy, like I said, with that first round talent, and it's almost worth the risk, honestly. But if it's somebody that had a whole bunch of red flags on the medical, where it's like this guy may not play, then yeah, we did reach. You know, we should have got someone that we knew could help us on the football field. Shout out to my boy Power Raider, man. What's going on, my guy?
What's up, Steve?
Steve in the building. But yeah, it's the whole. We need him, man. We need a bully up front. We do. You know, I cannot reiterate how upset I was just seeing these guys get pushed back.
Did you follow him in college?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh, okay. Because another thing I'm wondering is, okay, hopefully he's able to come back sooner than later, and then when he does, how soon is he going to be able to gel with the offensive line? Because obviously there's going to be some time for them to get adjusted to each other on actual play time. Yeah. You know, do you think it'll be quicker? Do you think it's gonna take some games?
See, that's the thing, man. I don't think it's gonna happen quickly. I mean, because you got to think Colton Miller was out, and you know, and he's a veteran guy who played at a good level. You know, I'm not calling him elite like a lot of people do, but you know, Colton looked just bad out there. I mean, I don't know if he just wasn't in shape, but I mean, even his footwork. I mean, I can understand if his power is a little bit off because he hasn't been able to lift and do everything that he wanted to do. But I mean, like even Colton was just looking bad, so it scares me. Like, what's JPJ going to do, man? You know, like I know he's a rookie. Like, what are we going to expect him to do? You know, from day one, you know, as a rookie, I don't know what the realistic expectations are.
And then who knows when day one's going to be?
Exactly. Because like whenever you're talking about concussion, I mean, you got to think. I think Hunter Renfro's still not in the league, man.
No, he's not.
You know, and he started having those concussion issues, and even Tua. You know, a lot of people thought Tua should have just retired. So like, you can't play with those head injuries, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we saw what happened to Junior.
Right. Exactly. You go through that, and you know they're doing a lot of testing. So you know, I like the fact that they're letting people wear those Guardian caps. You know, not only in practice but in games too, if they want to. So.
Have you seen anybody wear it yet?
I think I saw a picture of one person. I think, but I haven't watched enough. At least I haven't paid attention to enough other games to see if anyone else has worn it.
Yeah,
so I don't know, man. I don't know.
I've been looking because obviously, you know, that's something for their health benefit. But at the same time, are these players going to be like, well, I don't want to look stupid out there with this, you know? On my helmet.
Yeah. You know how grown men are, man.
Yeah,
so it's like, you know, you don't want to be that dude with. But at the end of the day, but if that can let me play, you know, and I don't have to worry about concussions and. You know, I'd wear it. I don't care how silly it looks, man. Whatever.
Remember in basketball, I forgot what player was that wore that
LeBron had it for a while.
The mask, the clear mask.
Yeah. LeBron had it for a while. I forgot who else, but yeah, it was protecting. Was it their nose or it was something?
I think it was like the cheekbone or something.
Yeah. I forgot who it was. There was a few people that had to wear that for a little bit. Yeah, I don't care how dumb it looks.
Hell yeah.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
Yeah,
Rip Hamilton. Shout out to Rip Hamilton. He said Sean Kemp. Yeah, I don't think Sean Kemp wore that. I don't remember Sean Kemp. I used to rock with Sean Kemp. That was my guy.
Supersonics, right?
Yeah. Supersonics.
I think he did.
Did he?
I think so.
Sean Kemp. I don't know. I don't remember that. Oh, Bill Laimbeer. Yeah, Bill Laimbeer. He did wear that. Kareem, he said Kareem wore it. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember. Let me go some of these comments, man. Yeah. Let's see. Leo said if anything, the concussions are what you worry with him. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. He said, I think college career, he suffered many concussions. That's his sickness. I know from experience, I got close to 22 major. It's a train wreck. 22.
Damn. Well, 20 and 2 of them were major.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
So
20 concussions is crazy, man.
Man.
Honestly, like I had just back when I played, I probably had like 4. But like that, and I remember doctors were like, "You got to be careful." But 20, I mean, that's a concussion. Literally, like it's a bruise on your brain.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be careful, man. Because I think if you hit the same exact place on your brain twice, it could kill you. So yeah. So man, Ernest, man, you a soldier, bro.
Yes, you are.
20 concussions, bro.
I think he should get one of those protective helmets too, man.
Oh yeah. You literally need a guard. You need a guardian cap, bro. You need a guardian cap. Willie Wayne in the building, man. He says salute to Chris and Dub, man. And make sure everybody that's in here, man. Make sure you guys go. You know, even if you have to do it now, man. But go and subscribe to Dub Raider on YouTube, man. He's trying to get his page up and going. This is one of those guys in Raider Nation, man, that will do anything for you. He's one of the guys that like you want to have your back. Like if you got to go into a dark alley and you see a whole bunch of Chiefs fans and you know you're about to have to rumble, you want Dub with you, man. Dub with you, man. So man, so make sure you guys, definitely tap into him because he's a good dude, man. Good dude.
Appreciate you.
He has, and plus he brings something different than what a lot of the other content creators bring to the table. So that's why I respect what he's doing so much, man. So just do me a solid, everyone. Shield Squad, do me a solid. Just take a second, go over to Dub Raider on YouTube and just get him a quick subscribe, man, because you won't be disappointed. Because again, he does these roll calls and he's trying to start, and I know how tough it is to get started, man. Like to get your first 100 subscribers, like that took forever. Like I wanted to quit so many times. I'm like, screw this, man.
As hard as it is, Chris, it is so much fun.
Oh, exactly.
It is so much fun.
No, I agree.
Just last night, I was actually editing the podcast of your interview.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting there rewatching it and hearing everything that we talked about and the places that we went.
Yeah.
It was like, man, this is like outside of obviously creating content for the Raider Nation. This is why I do it, is to create these memories.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love having to sit with you. And then last weekend was, oh man, it was so tiring for a old ass 50-year-old like myself to be running out on Friday and then Saturday at another event and then Sunday at the tailgate and then Monday with you, man. I give a lot of props to All In Autumn Wind. Brian.
Oh my God. Oh, he gets it in.
He does this every freaking weekend. I'm like, man, I got to salute you, Brian.
He don't play.
He does not play because these 3-4 days took a lot out of me. I'm still somewhat energetic and I'm very excited about everything that I've done and that we did. Oh, and then also going on Cheetos and MC Raiders podcast as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that was another event that we
so
did.
fire. That was so
Yeah,
fire.
man.
I want to do that again, man. I'm telling you, every time I come out to LA, I'm doing that, man.
Oh man,
that was a whole nother experience. Just being
that's
in the
that.
studio.
Yeah, that's a dope studio too, man.
That was a dope
That's
studio.
a dope studio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like it.
I remember going with MC Raider when he first was looking at getting that place.
Yeah,
And he's like, check it out. And I was like, man, this is amazing.
yeah.
And to be totally honest, I felt intimidated.
Yeah,
You know, because I see myself at one level. MC Raider is like a whole other level because he's funny.
yeah.
He's funny.
He's a natural.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, man, I want to do it at the studio. This and that. I'm like, you know what? I'm not quite there yet. I don't feel that it's quite my place yet. But him and Cheeto have been knocking it out of the park. Every podcast that they do.
No, that's such a good dynamic with them too, man. And I'm so proud of my boy Leo, man, because he's another guy that I know he's gotten a little frustrated in the beginning because it's hard, man. It's hard when you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in it, and then you don't get the viewers that you want or subscribers, and it's like, man, screw this. But my boy Leo been kicking. Now he's rocking right now, man.
Yes, sir.
So and MC Raider, he was like one of my first guests, so I always hold him, up on the pedestal. But I want to give a quick shout out to Chris the Rebel, man. Chris the Rebel, he's it looks like he's a Chiefs fan, man. But he said, I like the Raiders Chiefs stream to show content creators from different sides can get along, and I love football, period. I love fans like that, man. That fans that can, congregate with other fans,
Definitely.
be civil, talk. Hey, you can talk your talk, man. So I love when they do that. You can talk your crap, and it's all fun, man, and without it being disrespectful. So
yeah, definitely.
Shout out to you, Chris the Rebel, man.
Chris.
When we play the Chiefs, man. If you ever want to get on the show and talk your Chiefs talk, let me know, man. You find me on IG or Twitter, and we can do that, man. Because I like having healthy conversation, healthy debates with other fans, man. So we can definitely get that going. And shout out to UEP, man. He subscribed to UW, so I'm glad, man. So anyone else, man, if you guys get a chance, man, definitely show some love to my boy Walter, man, for sure. So before we kind of kick it, in the show, man. So we kind of talked about what the roadmap was. Mm-hmm. Do you think that realistically we have a chance, or is it one of those things where, we just want to just continue to fight, make it competitive, and then hopefully we can win the next two, and then after the first 4 games be 500? What's your thoughts?
Well, just like the saying goes, any given Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Anything could happen. And I believe it was you that mentioned this this past weekend, or I don't know if it was you or Leo, or one of you. You guys mentioned that usually these are the games that we end up winning.
It's a Raider way, man.
Because the expectation is like, oh man, we're gonna lose, and then all of a sudden we just pull it out of the hat. And then those easy games that we're like, oh man, this is a walk in the park,
and we
lose. So thinking with that mindset, I definitely think there's a good probability that we can pull it out. Because obviously these men as professionals, they have egos. They felt what happened on Sunday. I'm pretty sure they're seeing what the Raider Nation is saying about them. Mm-hmm. And I am hoping that this is the fuel that's going to fire them up to try and get this win, especially a big win with a playoff team.
Oh yeah,
like the Ravens.
Oh yeah, no, you're right, man. And it was, and I was watching Max's podcast like a while back, and someone I think was asking him like, "Hey Max, do you read all the comments and all the stuff on social media and the newspaper clippings and all this stuff?" And he kind of gave an example of something that he heard about Kobe. Well, I guess Kobe and Michael Jordan. So like Michael Jordan, it was a different era, but like he wouldn't care about anything that was written about him in the paper or what everybody was saying on sports radio, anything like that. But they said Kobe, He said Kobe saw it all,
Mm-hmm.
and Kobe used that to ignite that fire within.
Yes.
And Max, you know, he's you know that's like his role model is Kobe. So you know, Max is the same way. You know, Max is seeing this stuff that people are saying. Even though the defense is not the problem, but
Right.
still, he's hearing, you know, the media saying, "Hey, the Raiders are going to win 4 games this year," or whatever they're saying. So, you know, I think, you know, we can have a bounce back game. We can possibly make it work, but I think, like someone said, we have to almost play perfect. Where's that comment I saw? Yeah, shout out to Unfazed. He said games are close and field goals are the main offense nowadays. We have the perfect team to win games. Yeah, it's like, I mean, we have to play perfect, man. We cannot beat ourselves. We are not good enough to beat ourselves. You know, we're barely good enough to beat other teams, but we definitely can't beat other teams and ourselves all in the same game. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's
Not gonna happen.
At least not yet.
Yeah. No, we got a ways to go, man. We got a ways to go at the end of the day.
Yeah,
but you know, so we'll see. We'll see. But man, you know, I appreciate you, you know, taking this time, you know, to come kick it with me. You know, I appreciate everybody in the chat, man. You know, I see some other like Raiders till death. He said we better not lose to the Panthers. And shout out to you. Yeah. But the thing is, we also talked about it. Like, it's such a Raider thing is we'll beat the Ravens and then come back and lose to the Panthers. Like,
right.
That's just the Raiders, man. At the end of the day, but yeah, okay. Knockout said, he said, what do you think your record's going to be this year? So after seeing the first game, does anything really change as far as your original prediction?
No, because it's usually the first game of every season. You know, you have, or at least the players have the butterflies. You know, they're getting into a rhythm. I think it's what was it that they mentioned? I think it's the first quarter of the season is when everybody's gelling.
Exactly.
After that, if it continues, then we have a problem.
Exactly.
But it was one game.
Yeah.
You know, yes, as passionate Raider fans, we were pissed off. We didn't like the outcome, and then losing to the Chargers, even worse.
Oh yeah.
But I'm still not jumping ship. You know, I'm still not giving up on the season. It's one game, and then even if we do, I'm going to be here next season, and the season after that, and the season after that, until the day I die.
Exactly. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, man. And I forgot where I said it, man. I don't know if it was on with Cheeto and MC Raider, but you know, it bothers me when I listen to some of these fans, man, because it's like it makes me question if these people have any kind of competitive bone in their body. It's like, or if they've played any kind of sport or have done anything that they had to overcome adversity. Because as you know, Dub, like me just knowing you, I know you've had to overcome adversity. So therefore, it's like if an obstacle is placed in front of you, you're not just going to quit.
Right.
That's not your mentality. That's not your mindset. So it's like anybody that plays sports, I mean, most of the time you're not going to go undefeated. There's
of course not.
1 or 2 teams in the history of the NFL. Mm-hmm. Like, you should not be afraid to get punched. If you get punched in the mouth, what are you going to do? Go home? No, you're going to get up and fight back.
Those are the lessons. Exactly. Those are the lessons that these players need.
Exactly.
You know, of what not to do.
Exactly.
You know, because no one's perfect.
Exactly.
You know, even if you're playing the best game, one small error can just ruin your chances of winning. But as long as you learn from it and not make those errors again and move forward.
Imagine if the Chiefs would have took what we did to them on Christmas and just said, screw it. I'm done.
You're like, if the Raiders beat us, we can't win anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
No, they didn't do it. And Andy Reid, I think they even said he called AP or something and told him, like, hey, you guys woke us up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how true that is, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's a mentality you have to have.
Yeah, Mahomes was actually mentioning that as well.
Yeah.
He did an interview and he said, yeah, that Raiders game actually woke us up.
Yeah.
You know, because we were coasting. Exactly. You know, we knew we were getting into the playoffs, but we lost, and we're like, well, wait a minute, no, we can't go out like that.
Nah, exactly.
And they didn't lose another game.
Exactly. That's That's so true. I mean, and people don't realize how quick things can turn around. Like I even think about what the Broncos did last year during like that little stretch where they went on like a 5-game win streak. Like they were at the bottom of our division. The next thing we know, they're about to fight for a playoff spot just because they caught, you know, they got hot at the right time. And it's like I just want to tell Raider Nation, man, like we have to relax. Like there's going to be adversity. We all know that. But we cannot just if we get punched in the mouth, we can't just go home and, you know, and put an ice pack and go watch the Care Bears or something. Like we're grown ass men, bro.
Yes,
like
sir.
Whatever. We get punched, we get up and let's get it popping.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it popping, man.
You know, just our season last year, you know, when AP took over, that should be example enough of how we can turn it around.
Exactly.
You know,
we had no hope at the beginning. None.
No, we were done. We were done. But yet, through adversity, these guys gelled and made a run.
Yeah.
We almost made the playoffs.
We're one game away. Gardner Minshew kept us out. Gardner Minshew kept us out, bro.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. It is what it is, man. But shout out to you, Dub, man. As you know, man, I respect you so much, man. I can talk to you all day, man. But you know, I actually got to. I'm such a guy. I'm such a man. I'm about to start packing for my trip that I'm leaving tomorrow morning to go to Baltimore. I haven't started packing yet. I still got to do laundry and everything.
It's all good. Hey, and then we're going to see each other again for the Cleveland game.
Oh, yeah, week 4.
Vegas,
week 4, it's going to go down, man. It's going to go down. Me, you, Cheeto, it's going to go down.
Yeah,
man.
and Chona as well. He's going to be joining us.
Oh yeah, he is going to be there. Oh, it's going to go down for sure. I enjoyed meeting him too, man. That was
a lot of fun. Shout out Chona.
For sure. Chona in the building, man.
Yes, sir.
But hey, man, everybody that is in the Shield Squad, again, man, thank you guys for kicking it with me. Oh, hold on, Leo, man. See, Leo said don't miss that flight because I did miss my first flight going to LA. I don't know if I even told you that.
This trip?
Yeah, I missed.
No way.
Going, yeah, I was, man, yeah, because I got this new phone and like my flight was it left early and I was again being me waiting till the day before to start packing. So I you know, after I finally got done packing, I'm like, okay, I could take like a 2-hour nap.
Oh man,
I was like, so I took a 2-hour nap, but I just, you know, stay up. But I set my alarm. But again, I got a new phone, and I guess I didn't have the settings right. That thing, man, I slept right through it. I woke up like, damn it.
Oh man. Hey, but at least you got there, which is what's important.
Everything worked out for sure. But man, again, but thank you guys. Hey, Shield Squad, I appreciate every last one of you guys.
Chris, can I mention something real quick?
Oh yeah, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
Okay, Shield Squad, I just want to let you guys know, like I mentioned earlier, I interviewed Chris this past Monday. His interview on Raider Nation Roll Call is going to be coming out next week. Please check it out. You're going to see Chris having a good time in Compton. Believe it or not, we went to Hermosa Beach, had some drinks, walked out on the beach, hung out. Don't miss it. Next week, check out my Instagram. I'm going to be posting information on when it's coming out. I'm not too sure yet because I want to give this week.
What's your Instagram name? Is it Dub Raider too?
Yeah, at Dub_Raider.
Okay.
Or just look for Dub Raider.
You put Dub Raider, yeah.
Yeah. And then Instagram as well at at YouTube Dub_Raider. Check it out because it was. We had a lot of fun, and based on what I've seen when I was editing, it was a lot of fun. So check it out. Don't miss it.
Oh, yeah. No, we have fun, man. We have fun. I can't wait to go back out there, man, for sure. Yes, and that was a good Cadillac margarita, too.
Yes, it was.
Good. I need some more of those, man.
Oh, Chris, and as soon as you left, temperature went back to normal.
Are you blaming me? I'm the one that brought the heat.
Yeah, man. It's like a comfy 82 degrees now.
As soon as I leave. That's cool. Anthony Estrada said, can I get his YouTube link so I can subscribe? I think D Menace put it up there anyway earlier. So you might have to scroll up Estrada. I think that was it was up there. But if not, man, can somebody put it in there, man? You know, definitely shout out. You know, I definitely want you guys to check out his YouTube link because again, man, he's just getting started, but man, this is a solid dude. I'm co-signing for him all day, every day, man. So
Appreciate you, Chris.
so definitely make sure you take care of him, man.
Yeah, it is at dub_Raider on YouTube and Instagram.
Yep. There it is. There it is. Tony Shepard in the building, man. Appreciate it. Hey, I'm always trying to bring the heat for you guys, man.
Sir.
How do you guys feel about this new time slot, man? Are you guys going to be able to support me and be here? Is it a good day? I know Thursday night football is on, but I didn't want to do Friday no more. In fact, I gave Friday to Turf and Rundown. They're going to start doing Friday. I didn't want to do Friday no more. I wanted to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is great, man.
Yeah,
I think this is great because it gives you enough time to get over the previous week and also start looking into the upcoming week.
Yeah,
and not get buckled down with the weekend.
Exactly, because that was one thing that I was learning. Like I slowly was building up to Friday, but I think that a lot of times people are done with work for the week. You're doing family stuff, man.
Right.
The last thing you want to do is sit on your phone and do that on a Friday. And honestly, some days, I mean, anyone that knows me, there's some days I'm like, man, I want to go out, man. Like I don't even want to do the show. So,
man, especially the Raider Nation.
Yeah,
they're out all weekend long.
Yeah,
they party
for sure. Anthony Estrada, I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you subscribed to him, man. Definitely,
thank you, Anthony. Appreciate you.
Not only subscribe, man, but hit that notification bell because my boy has fire, man. But I'm gonna get up off here, man. But again, I appreciate every last one of you guys, man. I appreciate
you guys.
Thirsty
Thursdays.
You know what? I might need to implement that somehow. Thirsty Thursday, man.
Hey, man, I am down to drink on camera.
Hey, man, that's what we do. In fact, hey, I still got to crack open the bottle you gave me.
Oh,
man.
that's right.
Yeah.
Let me know. Let me know if you like it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna crack that open. I had some more of this 1800 that I didn't finish.
Oh, that's right. I saw that bottle.
That's my stuff, man. I love that. But yeah, man. So at the end of the day, man, I love all you guys, man. And as I always say, players and coaches come and go, but we must always protect the shield. So I appreciate every last one of you guys. Again, make sure you guys just hit the like button for me, man. I'm really trying to build up this Thursday slot. I can't do it without you guys, man. So, at the end of the day, I love y'all. Y'all be safe. And we're about to get this one. We're going to shock the world. We're going to shock the world on Sunday. I also, just so you guys know, on Tuesdays, I'm going to have a show, an ongoing show with my boy 805 Raider and Severe Raider. So that's going to be an ongoing show that we got.
That's going to be a good show.
Oh yeah, and it like us three have great synergy. Like we break it down a little bit different because we really get to the technical stuff of football. And then Wednesday I have it with my sis. Spicy Raider Girl, so that's a different type of show where it's kind of more fun. We usually have drinking games, so we're getting back on that. And then Thursday that's going to be my show, and then on Saturdays when I can make it, that's my TRS show, man, with my brothers. So we're not going to do Sundays no more because of the games. So we're going to try to do like Saturday morning, Saturday early afternoon for our TRS, so I can argue with my big bro Turf and my little bro Rundown.
So I guess you're not making it this week, huh?
Oh no, I'm making it. I'm making
it. From Baltimore?
Yeah. I'm bringing my stuff, man. So okay. Plus it depends on how crazy I get on Friday.
I heard stories, man, about Figueroa and stuff.
Oh yeah. Old Fig Street, man. I like to have a good time. Man. So, all right, man. I'm really getting off here, man. Thank you guys for all that y'all do. Like I said, hit the like button. Go holler at my boy Dub, man. But I'll see you guys Saturday morning. Let's get it. Peace.
We be them Raiders. We be them Raiders. We be them Raiders. Just win. Be the haters.